now in the Black Box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, a.k.a. BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Listen. Gratitude is the attitude. Show is a blessing. To be back in the Black Box. Black Box.
Relax, roll up as we randomly react to content in these YouTube streets. Yeah. It's time for R&R.
Smack with that hustle. Big shout out to my SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the Black Box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
The constant, consistent, continuous content creation campaign continues. Today, we got a piece from S. Wiggins on the menu, and y'all see the title, LA Hoods, Chicago Hoods, that got the same name. Outside of the BPSs, and then I know the city Inglewood, I thought that was the end of it. So this should be interesting. With no further ado, let's see what Wiggins say LA and Chirac have been up to.
Welcome and welcome back. It's Worldwide Wiggins here on S. Wiggins TV. Did you miss me? I'm back. Today we're going to be talking about LA hoods and Chicago hoods with the same name. Or better yet, Chicago gangs that made their way to California / LA and all that. Now, I'm making some improvements, no more long, crazy intros. And I got a few things to say about us using Chicago lingo and culture, but I'll wait to the end. I'll wait till I'm done with the list, but let's get straight to it. And by the way, just a disclaimer, I am not from Chicago. I don't know too much about their gangs or what they got going, so most of this, you know, like as far as the Chicago part, I got off the internet and word of mouth, so let's get down to business. As long as you understand, here we go. LA gangs and Chicago gangs with the same name. Let's get down to it, man. Let's knock the obvious out the way. BPS, aka Black P-Stone. This is obvious, you know what I'm saying? Black P-Stone, Chicago. Been there for decades and decades, okay? Originally known as the Black Peace Stone. Famous people from that hood, G. Herbo and them, okay? And eventually, one of their members, T. Rogers, moved from Chicago to LA and started the P-Stones out there. However, the difference between that is the one in LA bang bloods. The one in Chicago do not. Okay, they strictly about their own program. 5-point stars, what are the 5 things, loyalty, respect and stuff. They got their own code, so I just had to knock that obvious one out the way. So all right, moving along. Next.
Like I said, I was up on that one. Now I'm through. I don't know what else it could be.
Okay, Latin Kings. The almighty Latin King in Queen Nation, or Latin Kings for short, is a gang that was founded by Puerto Rican descendants in Chicago, Illinois. They known to sport yellow rags and have become so large, they spread out from Illinois all the way to places like Florida and New York. While we on the subject of Latin Kings in New York, it should be noted that Big Pun, rest in peace, was affiliated with the Latin King. And 50 Cent DJ, Who Kid, once told a story on how he got kidnapped by members of the Latin Kings for playing diss records of Big Pun on his mixtape. You should check it out, it's pretty funny. Anywho, now, on the Cali side, there's a hood in East LA with the name Latin Kings. Now, initially,
Damn, I ain't even realize that. I thought Latin Kings came from New York. Oh, my mama.
doubted, like, ain't no way they the same thing or they one and the same. For the simple fact, the one in Cali got a 13 at the end. And as I know from living in Miami and just going to jail search stuff, the Latin Kings don't f with Serenos. But come to find out, it's actually true. They branched out to LA from Chicago and started a hood out there. Now, I'm not Latino, you know what I'm saying? I'm black, and I'm not finna get in their politics, so yeah. But another thing I noticed, they got another one, unless I'm tripping, out there in Pasadena, and it's called the Pasadena Latin Kings 13. Yeah, all right, it's getting interesting, huh? Told you. Now let's get real interesting. Front Street. On the east side of LA, we got the notorious Front Street Watch Crips. F-Gang, you already know. They over there by Century and Avalon, stretching down to 108th. Like I said, they broke off from the original East Side Crips started by Raymond Washington.
My people's over there. That's my part of town. For those that don't know, East Side. What's up to my niggas? Rest in peace, Baby Drake.
They even started a hood in the San Fernando Valley, who grew a crazy reputation and went at it with the procurement with Paul Rules. To the point where I asked one of the OGs from over there, like, who was their biggest ops? He said, indubitably, without a doubt, it's the Front Street Crips in the Valley. So even though the Front Streets is not really talked about as much as the bigger hoods, they definitely reputable. And without a doubt, one of the most vicious Crips in Watts, period. Now, on the Chicago side of things, unless you've been under a rock, you should be familiar with arguably Chicago's most influential artist, Chief Keef, which is pretty much the breakout star that started the drill movement. In his rhymes, you will often hear him refer to Front Street, along with other rappers like Blood Money, rest in peace, Fredo Santana, rest in peace. Yeah, he got that song, I'm Fredo from Front Street. Who the f is you? Now, Front Street is a notorious gang of black disciples started on the south side of Chicago. Let's knock another obvious one out the way. The Gangster Disciples, aka the GDs. I ain't gotta tell you about GDs. It's become a household name at this point. It was started by Larry Hoover over 50 years ago. And in my opinion, humbly, after the Crips, the Bloods, and the Paul Rules, they are the next biggest gang to spread nationwide. They all over the South, the Midwest, and even grew to large numbers in New York and the East Coast. I ain't gonna lie, my favorite rappers out there, you feel me, is mostly like the GDs. No disrespect to the BDs or nothing like that. I ain't in y'all business, bro, but yeah, like FBG Duck, you feel me? I rock with Sosa too and Fredo, but you know, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That dance that Lil J used to do, look at it. Hey, hey, hey. All right, turn that on. Don't play it again.
So he finna say it's a Gangster Disciples in L.A.? He really taking me this class, if that's what he finna say.
All right, play it one more time. Hey, hey. I used to be in high school trying to do that shit, nigga. I still ain't graduated. Now on the Cali side of things, even though this one here is not necessarily in Los Angeles, I believe it deserves a mention. After doing multiple interviews with Crips in Orange County, they have confirmed it is actually, in fact, GDs over in Anaheim, California. Even though it is often frowned upon by gang members in LA, you know, when they say things like, you know, they don't exist.
What the heck? Oh my God, no way.
That's a doozy.
They only like 5 deep and they ain't got no hood, and you know, just basically, bro, like LA dudes don't really, like, basically they saying like Chicago gangs don't get no play over here. But I still would like to get an interview with somebody claiming GDs over there, so anywhere in SoCal, really. All right, next. Oh, this one. Now watch this one. The 4CH, the Four Corner Hustlers. This is super interesting. Check this out. Now in Chicago, it's a gang called the Four Corner Hustlers. One of my favorite, most underrated rappers from Chicago, SG Batman, and also the legendary rapper Common, are both affiliated with the Four Corner Hustlers. According to the article, they was founded in the year 1968 by one of their founders named Walter Wheat. They are known to sport things like top hats, canes, and they use the word solid as like they lingo, I guess. Now watch this one. On the California side of things, about 2 years ago, I just did an interview with my boy who's in a wheelchair. He has no arms and no legs, And he was actually one of the founders of the Four Corner Hustler Crips in Lake Elsinore, California. Now, yeah, this one gonna be controversial. I know I'm gonna get some phone calls behind this one. But according to him, the story goes he had a homie that moved from Chicago to California and kept trying to start up the Four Corner Hustlers. But you know, Cali is like hell.
Yeah, Wiggins probably should have made this Illinois hoods and California hoods. He's stretching it outside of L.A.
No, where you think you at? It's the land. So I guess they ain't understand it. So, you know, it's Cali. They don't understand what you talking about. But they was like, what we gonna call it? And then homie from Chicago like, man, we gonna call it Four Corner Hustlers. But then they was like, man, the only way we gonna do it is if we call it Four Corner Hustler Crips. That's the only way. I got the interview right now where he said it himself. If you think I'm lying, I'll put it out. But if it's true, like, that'll be a super dope episode, huh? Get in the comments, let me know. You feel me? I'll put it out. I ain't tripping. I just ain't put it up because I guess he ain't like how it came out. And if you look at the map, you can notice there's four corners right there, too. All right, moving along. Stretch Gang. As I mentioned earlier, artists like Chief Keef is very popular and paved the way for other artists in the drill genre of rap music. Another artist who was a fan favorite, rest in peace, was King Von. And often in his songs, you can hear him say Stretch Gang, along with his homie Boss Top. Now it's unclear, at least to me, whether Stretch Gang is an actual hood or whether it's some, you know, like some click shit. But I'm gonna do like you lame ass YouTube and read some shit off of Reddit, but this what it say, bro. Stretch Gang is basically just another name for the big circle of old block members who was in the streets heavy at the time. It happened after the Sosa split from old block, and Boss Top was one of the big guys running shit at the time. Stretch Gang was mostly the members of old block who wasn't around Boss Top. I don't know their names by heart, but most members in the Zach TV live from O Block was claiming Stretch Gang at the time. Alright, but on the Cali side of things, here's something you ain't know. I'm finna hit you with a zip, not a Don Shack. Check this out. Did you know it's a clique from the Crenshaw Mafias, Bloods, in Inglewood called Stretch Gang? I'm not sure which one came first, but you know, I ain't finna do no shit.
Yo, Wiggins done did some research for this. Oh, my mama, he put the rabbits out there. I ain't know that either.
Like that, but yeah, I definitely heard this, you feel me, like years ago. I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of similarities. Alright, PBG. Rest in peace to Young Pappy, one of the most talented drill rappers of all time. And I can safely say, if Pappy wouldn't have passed away, I guarantee you, he would have went viral and been up there with Dirk and them as far as success was. Just his flow and his bars and his whole energy would have changed the game, okay? Pappy was a part of PBG, aka Pooh Bear Gang, a set of GDs. It was created to honor a fallen member named Pooh Bear, who was killed in the early 2010s and was a part of Insane Cutthroat Gangsters. Now I know that's a wobbler, not really a wobbler, because you know it's like a reach, but it's the acronyms. But in LA, PBG is exclusively known as a hit up to represent the Playboy Gangster Crips in West LA. But you knew that. The minute you heard the PBG, you knew where I was finna go. Alright, now we finna close things out. 8 Trey. Do I really gotta explain 8 Trey Gangsters, bro? Like 8 Trey Gangster Crips, the biggest gangster crip hood like ever. Located in South Central. I can't even tell you their boundaries because they just got everywhere. One of the most biggest influential gangster crip hoods in LA. Alright, but watch this. On the Chicago side of things, they got an 8 Trey. But they Black P Stones out there. But remember, they not Bloods. The Black P Stones in Chicago not Bloods though. They call 8 Trey Beefy Block. Alright? And here's what the map reads. 8 Trey began in the 1970s and for a long while was closely associated with Foster Park until they fell out and became opposition to each other. The book, The Almighty Black Peace Donation, The Rise, the Fall, and Resurgence of an American Gang, speaks on the history of the 8 Trey Stones and how they were started by Stones named T-Bows and Loopy after fighting GDs in Calumet High School. Rappers Mikey Want the Rest, Chuck Dottie, Johnny Make Cash, and Nico Huncho. Alright, I could have did more. Hey bro, in Chicago they got 10 dudes. They got 5 Trey. They got a lot. You feel me? So yeah, man. So that's just something, bro. I could have did 6-0 if I wanted. But yeah, but you know, like I said, man, you know, I got a speech for y'all, man. And this is to all my LA ninjas, man. We got to get back to our identity, bro. Like, I understand, bro, like, you feel me? It's cool, bro. I get it. They music is hard. They lingo is hard, and they really putting shit down out there. It'll rub off on you, bro. Like, but we got to get back to our identity, bro. Like one of the last times before I left Cali, bro, or when I went back to visit, I really heard a gang member, a Crip, say on phone them grave, we got to get back to our identity, bro. This ain't right. We sound at this, bro. We dress like them ninjas, bro. I never seen so many black Air Forces in my life. We ain't worn Air Forces since 06. We done dropped our Chuck T's, our khaki suits. Like, we done dropped it all. We look like, we dress, we look, we talk like Chicago ninjas, bro. Like, we got to get back to ourselves, bro. This ain't, my boy. If some of the G's, bro, that passed away was to come back and see us, bro, like, nah, bro. And we dyeing our dreads like King Von, bro. Come on, cuz. That's all. That's all. And it's no disrespect to Chicago, bro, but we gotta have our culture, bro. But, hey, we gonna keep it fair. You know one thing about me, I'm gonna keep it fair, bro. In the 90s, the Brat and all them other rappers was dressing like Cali. We had the world dressing like Cali.
Yeah, so we can't be mad when it's somebody else's turn. That's the just it's what it is. The internet give everybody equal exposure, and if they shit hit hit a certain way, the other environment's gonna gravitate to it. And I don't think you waste your time. I don't think the Chucks is coming back overall. You're going to have people that never leave them alone, but they're not going to be the most popular thing again. I don't think. Not for no long stretch of time. You know, vintage comes up, pops up. It might have a wave, but that overall look is over. They're not even comfortable enough. And all the new, more comfortable ones don't hit the same.
Everybody was wearing, we had the world wearing Pendletons and khakis and Chuck T's, bro. It's like everybody get their turn, bro. You don't believe me? You can go back and watch that girl rapper, the Brat. You can watch her old videos. Hey, when the Chronic dropped, hey, we took over. But let's get back to our identity, bro. This ain't us, bro. You're tweaking, shorty. Hey, LA, you're tweaking right now, shorty, on phone and grave. Get out of here, bro. Come on, man. Knock it off, man. This ain't us, bro. We gotta come back, bro. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, man. And spread the word. This was a zip, low-key, bro. This a whole P, low-key. I'm gone. Wiggin'.
Oh, my mama Wiggins said we got to bring it back. I doubt it's going to come back. I think the new West is the new West. Things change, gravitate, and I don't think the youth give a fuck about what the elders used to do. I think before gangs kind of like separated our identity from the rest of the states, I think black males probably just dressed similar all around the board. And he was doing all the comparisons, hoods. He did some stretching. I noticed a comparison with Chicago and LA all these years is because the pitchfork look a lot like this. There's been like jury floating around on social media. I posted because it's like it's chunking up an E. People come up in my comments, man, that's a pitchfork. He didn't mention that, but that's a comparison that I see. EC.
SPI exclusive. This is JP Banks Music. Black Box Productions.
When you're sticking to the script, it's a lonely road. Before they left the hole and tanked the big homie told. He know the way this testimony hold. On that low 4, they gon' politic on him cold. SPI Bank EC for really though. Used to really go, ask my nigga Chili Mo. Had a cold gun game, crazy knuckle up. Bust on enemies with baby double up. Back and forth with the main streets on 98. Q9 cell, me and Lil Johnny Ray. Posted up on Coden with a big ratchet. Way before Lil Wayne threw on that snitch jacket. Walked to York with Slim Bag, what up Big Drac? Gave them back they L cause you did that. Love my lokes even if we don't interact. Lil Mont, Baby Psych and Lil Black. EC. 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 EC.
SPI exclusive.
EC. 97th Street, smack dead in the Middle East. Fuck the police for King Ron and Lil Reese. Tell the truth, SP3 never lack rhymes. Sometimes feel I might die behind my rap lines. We ain't in Malibu now, we in Maui. Baby Pie, EC, Bear, me and Wowie. Tico, Kiko, EC Red. Still can't believe Frankie and CC dead. Come to putting in work. Did more than a little dirt. Airbrush shirt. Big Milk, Lil Merc, Lil Box, Baby Ant, both souls, all the coops. First Street to 24 when we call the troops. Lost a legend when we buried Bug. Coach love to the riders that carry cuz, never seen it coming. Was a little foul, still took heart though, my hat off to Lil Owl. EC. 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 EC.
Baymax Business.
EC. Big Spider and Lil Spider both got an Ezel. Tiny Spider got 19, rest in peace, Ezel. Shouts to the females representing EC. The brownies to the quotas, rest in peace, TT. Big Tommy's son on the 7, that's Stay Pops. Me and mine never bowed down to J-Box. And that's the coldest crip a nigga ever met. Coldest crip I ever heard about, better yet. 33rd Neverary, only time a nigga ran. On the land, go ask my nigga Ran. ECG unit, came up a little short. Got told on by that nigga Lil Show. Went on TV, the homies did BT Ugly. Got love for Infinite and Lil EC Buzzy. For death though, that mean to my dying day. EC, that's all I've been trying to say. EC. 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 EC.
Black Box Production.
EC.
Nigga in that puzzle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga Spider Low. Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
It's Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the fuck?
My nigga.
Spider Loc.
Spider Loc. Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Loc, wake and bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loc is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loc, on my mama's mama.
Spider Loc's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nate Blood, C-Mac. Shout out my Loc, Spider Loc, huh? Nate Blood, on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, craig.
Point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the Black Box with Spider Loc, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!